So I think the dream started out being at this water park, and I think I was with like two friends. I remember it being two women friends. Now, after the fact, I can't quite remember who I was with. But the slide was really cool. I remember them saying, like, it's one of the smoothest, like, most fun slides. And it was, like, the deepest pool. It's, like, a big lime green slide. And it was, like, shoop down and then up and then right into the pool. And I could clearly see, like, going all the way down to the bottom and how like high up the top of the pool was. I think that happened a couple times, like going down the slide and coming up in the pool. And then there was a lot of people. Like, it was a big pool, it was like a big park. And then it turned into like this obstacle course thing where you had to go up, like holding on to like ropes and balancing and stuff like that. And it was really hard for me, and I was having a hard time. And one of the friends that I was with was being like mean to me about it. Like, they were making me feel stupid in front of all these people. And I said to them, I was like, dude, you're not helping. Like, you're being condescending. Shut the fuck up and let me do what I need to do. And like, a stranger helped me, and I was like, thank you so much for helping me. Meanwhile, my friend over there like is just fucking being a bitch. And there were little kids and stuff, and I remember one of the little kids fell off of I was so scared of falling because it was so high up. And I remember one of the little kids like was doing flips and shit, and she like flipped down and went all the way down, and I guess hit the water, and nobody else was worried about her, but I was like, this is like, she just fell a lot. Anyways, so after this obstacle thing, I guess we were in like this house or something, and it was kind of like an older house. It was creepy. It was like a haunted house. We didn't know why we were there, how we got there, but from inside the house, it was like the world outside was frozen. And I remember like looking out, and there was like a little girl on the roof or something, and she was just like frozen there with like a smile on her face, not moving. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? And then I think one of us opened a window or a door or something, and I remember there being like a piece of tape on the window or the door, and then I looked back and it wasn't there. So we open it, and I remember like the air just smelling really bad, and just the air like quality, I felt like the air quality was like poison. And I wanted to go back inside or something, so I think went back inside, and then all of a sudden you look out and there was just like a bunch of balconies where people are doing the same thing. Like it was like everything was on like press play, like everything was pause and then press play, and a bunch of people are like coming out of their little house balcony things too, being like, whoa, like what's going on? And then people were just like sitting on these like table and chairs and stuff, and then like a fire extinguisher came out of nowhere. It was like floating out of nowhere, and it started extinguishing like the people. Like, I didn't see fire at any point. It was just like a fire extinguisher just being used. And then like there were all of a sudden piles of like old pillows, old sheets, like foam, old mattresses, just like a big pile of like trash like that. And I was just like, I need to go back inside because I don't remember there being any people anymore. And I go out to the front. Wow, this is really trippy. I go out to the front of the house, I guess, and because I think, I'm like, oh, here's another door that I can go through that's not the back door. That's what she said. And so I go out the front doors or whatever, and it's dark out there, and there's like a bunch of big like Hummer limos, but they don't really look like new. They're just like dark and like scary. And there's just a bunch of limos like lined up, and the first one I go to, I was like, where's this going? Is this going home? Is this going to New York City? And they were like, this one's going to Thailand. I swear to God, they said it's going to Thailand. And I was like, oh no, I need to go to New York City. And they're like, oh, we could stop there on the way there. And I really didn't want to get in. Like, I was like, I'm scared. I don't want to get in. And one of the guys was like, just get in. And I was like, okay, fine. Then we're at like almost like a truck rest stop type thing. But I think it thought it was like the post office. I don't even know. And we park, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Where are we? This isn't New York City. And they're like, no, yeah, we just got to get out here. And I'm just like, okay. And then again, I'm just around a bunch of people, but I know I'm not supposed to be there. Like, I wanted really badly to go home. And I'm asking people a bunch of things, and no one can answer me as to like why we're there, when we're going to leave and stuff. And finally, this is towards the end of the dream, I have my phone, and keep in mind, all of a sudden there's like these more like modernized like homes on like stilts kind of, and I think people were enjoying themselves. Like, this was kind of like a vacation spot again. But I was like, I don't want to be here. Like, this isn't right. I don't know anybody here. I'm alone. And so I looked at my phone, and I had like 2% battery, and I tried to call my dad, and he couldn't hear me. And I was like, I just kept saying, hello. And he couldn't hear me, and I could hear him talking to Matthew in the background. And Matthew was saying something about how I decided to go on that ride. I guess going right back to the ride obstacle course thing that I went on in the beginning, which I remember a Balance and Composure song playing like 10 times in a row. And I even said, I was like, dude, I love Balance and Composure, but why do they keep playing this one song over and over again? And I know it was a song that I listened to on the way home from work last night that I hadn't heard in a long time. And it was a 2016 playlist that I was like, this is my playlist. Like, this is awesome. I think I even said this in the dream. I was telling people about the playlist and how I was so stoked on it. Anyways, so we hang up the phone. My phone dies, and I'm on like this skinny bridge, and it's really skinny. There's no railing on either side. And then I'm looking out, and I can see everything. Like, I'm above the clouds. I'm above everything. And there's a big city to the left. I think I thought it was New York City, or it could have been any major city. But there's also, like, just lush. I can't remember exactly what I saw, but just nature. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. And I laid down on the bridge. It kind of flattened out. and I wasn't scared of, falling over the edge. And I thought, okay, I can go to sleep. I think I thought, I was like, let's just try it out. I'm going to go to sleep right here on the bridge, and I'll wake up in my room. And I opened my eyes, and I was in my room. Shit. That was powerful as fuck. And now I'm recording this memo for 12 minutes about, I guess, one of my first lucid dreams where I could actually control it. And it was scary, but I'm not classifying it as a nightmare. It was like an adventure.